We recording now. All right. So, Norris Man, from my understanding, hell, I'm just gonna get straight to the question. I want to know. I listened to the album.
Yes, yes, yes.
I don't want to disrespect nobody or nothing, but did you get her?
Uh,
Did you get her?
well, you know,
Cause them first couple of songs.
Jamaican culture in lovers rock genre is about writing good love stories.
Right.
We can use Barry Salmon as an example,
Right.
and we can use Alton Ellis as an example, along with Dennis Brown and all the ones, them, Greg Riser. So, writing a good love story when making a lovers rock album,
Mm-hmm.
it's always relate to people out there who is facing that situation.
Right.
Does not necessarily be me, but it's a global situation. Yeah, but we all go through relationships and we have ups and downs. And we can tell the story of the past, too, what has happened to us in the past.
Got you.
You know, but me making a love song is always writing a good love story. I like to get more deep and more personal with my stories.
Right.
And I think that's why this album is getting some traction, because people is involving themselves in the albums.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Yes. Again, them first. Matter of fact, you opened up with all for you. So I'm listening.
All for you.
I'm listening.
In the quiet of the night, you know. Look up to the
Excuse me.
stars, you know.
I'm listening to the song and I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, whoever she is, she know right away this for you. You
Yeah,
understand? And then all the tracks right after that,
A lot of my ex-girlfriends, one and two people, like, you know, we still keep, they would call and say, oh, did he write that for me?
really.
Which is not necessarily them, but they think like, oh, he probably write it about me and, you know, whatever. And that helps me to see the direction in the album and know that the work that I have done on this album, it was a good work.
Yes,
You
yes,
know?
yes, it was. Again, them
yeah.
the first 5 tracks, all for you. Doors
Doors are
open.
open anytime, feel free, you know?
Yeah.
So here I am telling a girl that, listen, no problem, man. I have patience with you. You may don't want to be with me now, but I'm always here for you whenever you're ready.
Right.
You know?
Right. Finally,
Finally waiting patiently for your love, you know? Yeah.
love and for reasons,
For reasons, yeah.
them first 5 tracks, like I'm thinking to myself, did he get her? Goddamn, I want. Did he get her?
So here is our For Reasons love stories telling you about me and that girl, and she always want to know, you know, sometimes as a man, and we know that as men, we are very macho. So sometimes we have personal problems and we don't want to let our other half know what we're really going through. So some of the time, a girl might say, well then, you know, let us meet up for a party tonight, and you never show up.
Right.
Not because you didn't want to show up, because you have other personal problems that you never want to tell her. So that's why I say, funny a while I never speak the truth for reasons. Meaning I'm telling her it was reasons why I never tell you certain things.
Right.
Because it's not me, to bring my burden to you.
Right.
You know, so those stories are stories that a lot of men out there is facing right now.
Yes, Lord.
And they themselves don't even want to express it. A lot of artists too. And that's why the album is good, because a lot of artists, they sing about love, but they try to sing about love into just the happy part of the story. But do remember that love songs, you know, I grew up on listening albums that my father used to leave in his house.
Right.
And we listen to a lot of Lionel Richies and all these different artists. And what makes us like R&B and soul is because it not only tells a happy story, it tells a sad love story that's interesting, you know. And we feel like where reggae music has lost its flavor within lovers rock, and you know, we are not telling the true story.
Right.
You know, we need to go deeper. And some of us feel embarrassed to express ourselves. Now, if you're a real and true musician, you must be able to can express yourself. You know, no matter how bad situation was, you know. And like for me, some of my songs is from my experience.
Right.
You know, because I feel like if you sing a song about your true experience, I think it more of to be a hit song. I remember when I came out with Home and Away, it was simple that me and my baby mother have an argument. She went off and leave me, and I just write a song about it. I never tell the producer anything. And he could have told me like, yo, this song is touching. This song is telling a story. Have you been through that situation? A lot of people meet me and say, oh, you see that song you sing? Oh my gosh. I remember people just see me and just open up to me and telling me their personal life, all because of the song that I did. So I'm just saying to people who love music and you do music, never shy away from telling your story, because every album that you do as an artist, you are making your own story. And that's why we have biography. Our biography is our story. And like you could listen to a Chris Brown album and you can pick out two songs where he's talking something. You could listen to a Michael Jackson album, you could pick out where he's telling something about what happened to him. Because our album is our story, We are writing our own Bible through music.
Right. Right.
Yes,
right.
yes.
All right, I'm gonna open the show on that note. I had to ask. I'm jumping all over. I had this interview printed out, but I'm like, I gotta know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
did you get her? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now that you put it like that, I do.
Well,
understand.
maybe, who knows? The person who is out there might come soon, who knows? And as I said before, you do an album, you sing about personal things, you get deep with it with the album, it's so emotional to people, it gets touching, and they themselves probably in a situation where the album was appeal to them. The album appealed to them. And that is what I really want from this album.
Right.
Because when you do albums where it's not that touching and personal, then you have to go out of your way and trying to push this album. Cause of the albums become hit albums, but people pay money and they boots the album. No, this album is very authentic. The bass line, the reggae grooves, the harmony pattern, the melodies, the soulful touch. And we feel like reggae music have lost a lot of that. I want to bring back that. So we not only give ourselves the credit, we give credits to the ones before us, all the predecessors in music, the Dennis Brown, the Art and the List, the John Holt, and the ones who are here, the Barry Saman, you name.
All right, I don't mean to cut you off. Hold tight, hold tight. You about to do the whole interview right now. I want to ask all of those questions. Let me get into the intro. This is your boy Jay. This is YBZ The Podcast. Once again, we back here, undisclosed location. In Pete, we trust you. Feel me? Like, share, and subscribe. Big up to all the day ones. You the lifeblood of this. Without y'all, we just doing this for our health. You understand me? I got one Norris Man right here. He's going to be performing March 7th at Club Culture along with Nina Starr.
Yes, yes.
Also,
and as you can see, the album winner.
Yes.
Go get your copy and I ask supporters of reggae music. Do like what the supporters of R&B and all the different genres of music do. And we know with a lot of Jamaican people, we listen to the music on YouTube and we stream it on Spotify. But what you need to do to make this reggae music big as any other genre of music, because people who listen R&B and all these rap music and other music, they go and they buy the music.
Yes, buy the album.
Go to iTunes, Apple Music, and buy the album. Please support the album. And, good music, we want to make good music survive. So I would ask you, Apple Music, iTunes, buy the album.
Y'all heard him. Go buy that album. I'm here to tell you,
it's only $10.
Right.
That
first track. Oh, that one got me. All,
a lot of times we
yes.
buy some burger at the store and it not. We have to throw it away, and they pay more than $10. Huh?
All right. So, for those who do not know, give us a backstory on Norris Man. How you got started, where the name came from.
Long story.
I mean, if you can cut it down.
Yeah, of course. We can chop it into parts. Well, we grew up in our community. I was born in Trenchtown, as far as my mom and my dad told me.
Right.
We grew up in a very humble beginnings. We all know Trenchtown, same place where Bob Marley from. Now we call Arnett Gardens. It's West Kingston, downtown Kingston. We call it the ghetto. Our parents move from place to place. So we up on to Portmore, then we up on back to Tarrington Lane. That's still West Kingston. Over a period of time, my mother and my father separated. My mother started to grow on her own. We really go through hard times, but growing up in the ghetto, you have sound systems everywhere. Every Friday, every weekends. They're not popular sound system, but they're just music.
Right.
And I remember a sound system, I could remember we only have one turntable. So when the disc jockey is gonna play our next song, he has to talk in between until he changes the record.
Right.
So as a little you, that's how you get the opportunity now to get to toast on the sound, because you allow the DJ to change the song and you will say something. As for me, I wasn't really like seeing myself being an artist. But you know, in the ghetto, we have a lot of motivation there, and we get a lot of support from our people. So, like me, I used to build little one and two little small lyrics, you know, copy something from Papa San and all them artists before me. But my friends, they would always tell me like, "Yo, you have a good voice, you can be a big DJ, whatever." So, here I goes over to Jonestown, start to toast on some little sound. Um, then what even make it more like, promising? Well, say yes, I'm gonna be the artist that they say. My teacher is just an English teacher, Mr. Stewart. He don't know anything about music.
Right.
But every end of the year when it's gonna be Christmas and they're gonna close off a school, we would go to the cathedral and we would practice a Christmas carol to sing. End of the year we're gonna leave school. So I remember they used to let me sing this Christian Christmas carol like Kings of Orient are bearing gifts. So when I sing that, my teacher, Mr. Stewart, was like, "Whoa, you have a great voice, da, 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 whatever, whatever." Bam. Follow up on that. Start to do them small sound systems, and we start to see like Yami Bolo, all them DJ Tar Young, King Kong. The Ninja Man era never, but at the time, yeah, you have other artists before, and we used to have Grotto Swing, Ray Symbolist, Tax International, all them sound system from in West Kingston. So I start to follow up that, and I remember I used to see Beanie Man was a little youth, child star. But then, my aunt, some people who they foster parent me, so I call them family. They bring me up to uptown St. Andrew, because in those days, people migrate abroad, they make money. What they do, they buy a house for their parents, they move them out of the ghetto. So here I am now gonna be introduced to St. Andrew. I'm gonna know Reddles Road, Constant Spring Road, all these places. So when I came uptown in 1986, going to 87, I just heard this artist Sanchez come on the scene, Ready in Red. So I start to go on Reddles Road now and Whitehall Avenue and start to see DJs like Flower Gun, Daddy Lizard, all them artists, Ninja Man, Shabba Ranks, all them artists. So, you want to be a DJ, but you're not getting the mic, but you want to go to the dance to see what they are doing.
Right.
So the first exposure I get was on a Calabar barbecue, some barbecue thing. So Daddy Lizard was the DJ in those days. You have Daddy Lizard, Flower Gun. So he gave me the mic and give me a chance to DJ at the barbecue. But I was smaller, and when I got the mic, the cord at the mic twined up in my feet like this, and I fell. But then I jumped, get up back. But then I played off like, yo, I tried to make the crowd know, listen, what I have done a while ago, it was a prank, it was a style.
Right.
And then the body can do this style.
Right.
So, Daddy Lizard was like, whoa. Like, I'm creative, I try, it's like I'm already an artist. Because I fell on the stage, not on purpose, but I really fell.
Right.
But then I get up back and tell them, oh, this is a prank.
Right.
This is something I staged.
Right.
Which it wasn't so.
Right.
So in order for the people to get turned off the vibe, they was like, yay, and I get my first forward, and I feel good about that.
Yeah, big stage presence. Yeah.
Vice, my first record in 1992. Sherman Clutcher, this producer, those days were vinyl days, so I Vice 6 song called Newly, girl, you have in it. You get your first 45 print on a record and they give you a copy. So you walk around in every community and show them, look, I'm on a vinyl. Because back in them days, if you show somebody that you're on a record,
right,
you get a credibility is here.
Right.
So, they always give you this one record as a promotional copy you keep for yourself. So you can't just carry it to this sound system and leave it with them. So you have to go to the dance, let them play it, and you take it back, you go to another dance. So the first time I heard my song playing on a sound system, without me giving them,
right,
I could stay, because back in the days, if you live here, you could stay 5 kilometers away and hear sound system playing.
Right.
So I heard my song playing from afar, and my friend come and say, your song is playing. So I get excited and tell everybody in the community like, yo, I'm going to be a superstar, listen. So I'm trying to tell my uncle, the song is playing over there, but by the time I reach where the sound system is, the guy finished playing the song.
Right.
From there, between 1993 to 1994, we take it serious. So we start to go to the studio, Dub Store, which is Kilimanjaro studio. So the dub plate industry part of it now allows you to do recording, because then it is easier for you to record a dub plate than a 45. Because back in those days, producers are not going to vice if you're not known or if you don't have something that they catch them.
Right.
So I start out with this dub plate. Original Master Blaster. A son boy go suck him mama. So we start realizing, well, it is not a song that they know, but it was a song that kills sound.
Right.
So then I start to earn my little money because they say, oh, that's dub that you have, we can use it and clash a sound. So Bodyguard was the first sound that took that dub from me. But you know, I always believe in recording. I always want to be the recording artist. So here, you know, Buju Banton came out in the same time, and it was an inspiration because we and him were the same age. We grew up together, and we see him get big and popular.
Right.
So that motivates us. Like, yo, I have to bust. I have to be this DJ. So that's how I start to go to studio, and it happens that Buju Banton becomes a big superstar, and he owned a recording studio called Cell Block 321. We start to go there, we record some songs, never really get big, but we're doing it. But by going to that studio, I end up meet Barry Salmon, and Barry Salmon always, you know, him love youths, him record us, never release anything, but at least he give us a chance to record. From there, I meet Kings of Kings record, and I meet Star Trail Records, and that's when the changes happen. This brethren used to paint a studio. And in those days, they're just bringing in computers technology where they have this studio where they use this video cassette thing, you know, new technology.
Right.
So me and Scatterburl, which is an engineer now, big producer, we all grew together as kids. So he went to the studio as an engineer, and he started to work there, learning to use the board. He's also teaching himself at the time.
Right.
So then he said, hey, this studio down, this guy have a studio. I'm like, oh, well, we have somewhere we can hang out and practice a craft. But the guy never have any reggae rhythm. He have some crossover techno shit. But then we just creative, so we sing on it. We don't care if it release or not. Then this man called Kings of Kings record, now Eilidge Red, came to the studio, start to record and produce other artists like Dennis Brown and all these different artists. So from there we get to know him. We start to record on his beat. He get to like my style, whatever. I automatically end up signed to Kings of Kings. And the rest was history. And that's where I first came out with a song called Persistence. And Persistence is what made me big in Jamaica, make everybody knows me in Jamaica. So from there, I start to go around doing recording for Star Trail Records and touring with Anthony B. And then I meet Bobby Digital, and then it's a whole nother level there again.
Right.
Many it's coming out of Bobby Digital, you know, recording studio, and the rest was history. Here I am.
So the name Norris Man. How did you come
So
up with
Norris
that?
Man, the name now. You know, when you're a youth growing up, because we never really have, you know, plasma TV or smart TV like what we have now. The only way we could always watch a film is every Friday they would bring a projector to school, and you would watch a karate movie.
Right.
And other than that, my father used to take me to watch Triple Bill. Triple Bill mean you have open air theater and you watch three movies for the one
Got
night.
it. Yeah.
So I know all the karate movie, John Lou, you name them. So I remember there was Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. They always have this competition who's the best black belt fighter.
Right.
But for some reason, Chuck Norris became my movie star, not in karate movie.
Right.
When he came out with Invasion, USA, and all these fucking military movies, you know Chuck Norris.
Right.
He always being the superstar of the movie. So I love Chuck Norris movie. But, you know, when you go to school, everybody say, oh, well, this man say, well, Clint Eastwood is my favorite movie star. I said, Chuck Norris is my favorite movie star. So we argue about it. And so, you know, being an artist now, I just call myself Chuck Norris because, you know, as a DJ, you want to give yourself. Because back in the days, you have DJ call himself Lee Van Cleef. you have even Dons call himself Jim Brown. Because the Don called Jim Brown in Jamaica, he took the name from a cowboy movie. Jim Brown.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of rude boys and Don used to take their names from a movie star. Like even the producer, Don Callion. He took that name from Don Callion, the Godfather.
Right.
So it's been going on for years. So I call myself Chuck Norris, but then I had this version called Treddy Ranks. Him like saying, yo, Chuck Norris, you don't want to use all the name for the movie star because he already named Chuck Norris. But then we take off the Chuck and then just call me Norris Man. Because back in those days, every DJ have a man and them name. Ninja Man, Beanie Man, that the man, Ice Man, that man. Because that was the era in the 80s.
Right.
Late 80s. So it's not even me. They just said Norris Man. And by them saying Norris Man, because you know, sometimes you get a nickname, you don't really like it, you know.
Right.
But the funniest thing is, anytime them give you a nickname and you don't like it, that is when it stick on you.
Yeah, that's the one that normally sticks. Yeah.
So the name Norris Man, I never really like it, but start to DJ and cause I used to sing and DJ, you know, I never know what I really want to do. So I used to belly song, see baby on your smile, see you like a stranger. Cause them time I used to be like a fan of Little Kirk, Yummy Bowler, them was child star at the time.
Right.
And you know, they used to sing a lot of Michael Jackson song in the dance hall, and you know, from there, the name Norris Man stick. And I think when I recorded with the name and it come out on a 45, that is when I accept, well, this is the name I have to use because I know it's out on a record.
Right, right.
Yeah.
All right. So I was listening to you talk earlier, right? And so and you can say it any way you want or put it out any way you want, but so excuse me. Today's landscape, right? Today's music landscape.
Yeah.
What, being that you have seen it all pretty much.
Oh yeah.
what do you first of all, what do you think about the reggae landscape right now?
Well, for me, you know, a lot of people would say that reggae music is dead. Reggae music is not dead. And the main example of that, we were just looking at a video a while ago, seeing Burning Spear at 81 year old rocking Brazil with thousands of people. What really happened to reggae is that not many of the generation of today is endorsing the reggae part of things. Everybody want to be dancehall artist and that artist and that artist.
Okay.
You know, give thanks for the few young ones, them, you know, the Kibaka Pyramid, the Protege, and the what the name, Chronics. He's one of the main examples to say, well, then he's walking in the footsteps of the 90s artists. Chronics is doing a wonderful job. You know, maybe they're not really seeing it, but he's doing a wonderful job. Now, reggae has also been fusion, and you can't really describe it of what it is anymore. So most people who say they do a reggae album, it's not really a reggae album.
Right.
And this is the reason why I did this album as an example to show them, listen, reggae is all about drum and bass, keys and chords and melody on section. Now, most people, they cheat the game. Instead of calling in proper musician to play each individual instrument, they rather just sit down and use a computer.
I was going to ask you that for this album, for the album winner.
Everything is live music.
Live music.
There was nothing.
Okay, it sounded like it. It sounded like
everything was live music, and I definitely a lot of different producers involved in this album. You know? You have the drummer that play for Jane Command. You have another keyboard guy. He play for Steve Marley in this album. You know, you have this brethren called Small Axe from Portland. Two of the rhythms are there. They do live music. Most of the songs that is on my album, they were played by musicians, and not only musicians, but musicians that are backing musicians for reggae artists.
Right.
So if I tell you the keyboard player for Steve Marley play that rhythm, Steve Marley them don't go on tour with, they go on tour with live band.
Right.
And that's the live musician that come back and play these rhythms. You know? Because I'm an old school, you know, that's how I used to see it, you know. I used to see musician come and they string up.
Right.
The drummer come and he play. The guitarist come and he play. And then when everything is put together, the engineer would balance everything.
Right.
And the work would be done. So I am from that school. Now, to tell you the truth, even if a record company right now is signing a reggae artist, they don't even want no hybrid thing. They want to do live reggae music. And a lot of time we say white reggae bands been making success from reggae. It's simple. Jamaica invent reggae music, but they stop doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
I know these white guys now are seeing what we are missing, and they are doing it. Like Soldier, all them band, they playing live music. And, you know, I could go a lot of places in Indonesia. This band called Island Vibes, I was amazed. The band has over 15 people, 3 on section. Now an artist going on tour because he wants all the money for himself. He don't want to carry 3 harmony singer. So he cut the cost.
Got you.
And then what happened? The music deteriorate. Because in order to hear the music like the 45 that you listen, you'll have to bring everybody. So you bring 3 harmony singer, you bring a 6-piece band. Some band, they come with 1 keyboard, 1 bass player, 1 guitar player, and that's it. So you're hearing the music, but the music is weak. It have no weight. What the reason why Barry Salmon is still doing this music and it's rich and the potency, because he's an old school and he, no matter what you want to do, Barry Salmon is not going to travel without his team. So if you have to play for 18 people, then that's it, or he's not going anywhere. So the music is rich.
Right.
You keep the music, it have a weight. No, it's not everybody doing that these days. You can check and see most of the people who are trending and things are going on with them right now. Everything is computer doing everything. It's good to use the computer, of course.
Right.
We're going Pro Tool technology. We use Logic Pro. We mix with songs. No problem with that. But when you're making the music, Rosa, if you're gonna put it in a certain category, if you're gonna say this is a reggae album, you can't say you're making porridge, but to make the porridge, the ingredients that make the porridge is not inside the porridge. That's not porridge.
Not porridge. Right?
Yeah. So if you say reggae, right?
Right.
The ingredients that make reggae should be in reggae.
Right.
Sometimes when I talk certain things, the conversation becomes too sensitive. But let me not say and call any name. You even have reggae artists today that won reggae Grammy, and when you listen to the album, the ingredients is not reggae.
Got you.
You understand?
No, I understand.
All right.
I understand. I do understand. I do understand. All right.
We defend reggae music still, because we have to, if everybody turn a blind eye to it, then everything will be, you know. So I agree. Say if you make a reggae album and you put maybe a one crossover in the album, it's good. Because a lot of time you make reggae album and a man will say, well, I'll put a crossover in it, a little different thing.
Right.
But then if you're gonna listen to whole entire album and you're not getting what reggae, the ingredients that make it reggae, you cannot call it a reggae album, bro.
Got you.
Call it something else.
Right.
Call it hip hop reggae or call it fusion reggae. But it can't be 100% reggae. It's just like authentic dancehall. Authentic dancehall, me and you know what authentic dancehall was. You hear a Dave Kelly beat, you know that's authentic dancehall.
Well, I was going to ask you.
No, when you hear these dancehall, you're hearing some psychedelic type of sound. And them say dancehall. No, they say trap dancehall.
Right.
Dancehall is dancehall. Trap is trap.
Right.
So just say trap. Don't say trap dancehall.
Right.
Remember they took this from us and called it reggaeton, How do you describe that?
Go on.
Reggae is reggae and thong is thong. Right? Thong is what woman wear, right? Okay. But maybe if they call it thong, then it would have a more better meaning than ton, reggaeton. You can't say anything to ton. You can't say Major Banton, Billy Banton, Buto Banton. You understand? Clarendon, ton. But if you say reggaeton, we already know what that means.
Right.
Right? Because we see what they does. Because the Puerto Rican, they took it and they say reggaeton and it go like this. And then what happened? The credits for reggae is in the corner. Because the person who make reggaeton, if you give him an authentic reggae rhythm until they don't like it. But then you have to tell them, listen, this is what your thing was created from. This thing. You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
Because remember that reggae music is the backbone for everything, that comes in Jamaica. In terms of, we're starting from ska to reggae. Without reggae music, then reggae music, dancehall was from reggae music. Originally, what they call dancehall is not even dancehall. Dancehall music, the reason why it named dancehall, it was in the dancehall. You know what in the dancehall mean? Brigadier Jerry hold the mic, you turn over the version of the rhythm and you DJ. What is a dancehall? A place where the sound system string up.
Right.
Dancehall is a place. So when them say dancehall, dance, give me a dancehall rhythm. Then if me give a dancehall rhythm, I can play this magic moment, and you're going to tell me it's not dancehall. But that's where it was. It was Papa San in the dancehall.
Right.
It was Ninja Man in the dancehall holding the mic. It was Brigadier in the dancehall holding the mic. It was King Stitch in the dancehall toasting. It was Ura in the dancehall toasting. But then to us now, dancehall become a music where, as the genre change, the name remain, but the same, what it means is different. So if you ask somebody who was going to dance in the 70s about dancehall, it would tell you something different. But if you ask somebody today about dancehall, it will tell us that you're a dancehall there. So it's two different things. Which I'm just saying to you, dancehall music originate from in the dancehall.
Right.
Holding the mic, DJ and a sound system.
Right.
That was the training. And the reason why these DJ, when they do live performance, a lot of them, they sell billboard plaques, they do that. When you see their performance, it's whack. Because they don't get no training. We used to train ourselves on the sound system.
Right.
Learn how to DJ on the hard mic.
Right.
Develop a voice.
Right. Yeah.
You know, these
Yeah.
artists have things to help them, auto-tune, all these things. It was a raw version.
Right.
You know, you have to put it, DJ, from your stomach.
Right.
And put out the energy. Why I think Capleton is still a great DJ today and all them ones? Because they started out that way.
Right.
And the ones that who started out in the time of this technology, they will never last. And they, you know, you can pay how much money and bring them to Japan, and their performance is what.
So
You know?
with all that being said, and you just jumped over like half my questions, but that's cool. You answered them. I was going to ask you about the state of dance hall and everything, but you knocked that right out the park. I heard you've been here a couple times in Japan, right?
Yeah, from way down in the 2000. For the first time I come to Japan, I think it's 2002.
What do you so you've heard their version of reggae?
Yeah, well, Japanese people love reggae music, and I think a lot of them still preserve it because, you know, we can't even find a vinyl record in Jamaica. You can't come in Japan and find it.
Right, right.
The history of our music is not even in our country because we never take it serious. When the Japanese man come to Jamaica from the 80s, he video everything, he tape everything. And now what? If we want the history of our music, we have to come here and buy it back from them.
Right.
They are storing and saving vinyls. We are not doing that.
Really?
So then if the internet crash tomorrow morning, we have no Spotify to listen.
Right.
We have no iTunes chart no more. If the internet crash tomorrow, if the satellite go like this, zoom in space,
right,
everything is gone. And only the Japanese have the music preserved. Then you will have to buy it from them. I remember when something is scarce, it becomes what? A collector's item.
Right, collector's item, yeah.
And it becomes what? Expensive. That's why we have to preserve it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what tomorrow may bring, you know. We can laugh and make fun and just live carefree, but we live in a world full of surprises. You know what I'm saying? Anything can crash. Now we are at great risk. Every database is in the computer. Nothing is on paper.
Right.
Right now, if the computer crash, you go to the airport, you probably hear that you can't go on a flight. You're not in the system. Your passport doesn't exist.
Right, right.
Because everything is in computer.
Right.
You have a movie, they call it data. You watch that movie, everything is in data. If the data crash tomorrow morning, everything is lost. Both your identity, who you are, everything. Now, these Japanese people are very smart. They are preparing for the apocalypse. They know what's coming. Of course. And they know that they will come. And you have to buy it from them. You know, it's just like my friend Peter here. He's storing a lot of things. He still have videotapes and he still have his authentic food that he eat.
Right, right.
And he sent for them in Jamaica because guess what? If there's a crisis in this place right now where there's no food,
right,
and you don't eat octopus, what you gonna do?
Right.
You know, Jamaicans, we have this old time thing we learn from our grandparents, you know. You know, my grandmother, if she have a rocking chair, even if the chair is 60-year-old, you can't throw away that shit.
Right.
She tell her, no, put it down, leave it. But we start to learn that things becomes collector's item and them some memories don't live like people do. You know, that's why we put things that we call it memorabilia.
Right.
Why? Because a lot of things that I have learned from the 50s and the 60s and the 20s and the 30s, how we learn about that? Because people preserve things. You want to see a 1926 car? Yeah. You're going to show board and you pay an auction to see it.
Right.
Because the person preserve it. You weren't around 1926.
Right.
Until the person preserve it. But we live in our generation, we don't preserve things, you know. No. You can imagine a thing like death. When I was a youth growing up in my community in the country, somebody is very important in the community. When they die, all the next 10 years, we're talking about that person. Today, you could be the biggest person. You're dead today after 2 weeks.
Right. On to the next. Yeah.
You suppose your lover, she gone to somebody else. He gone to somebody else.
Right.
So the love for humanity as technology comes, because too much technology make we have less love for humanity. Too much technology make we disregard the predecessors and the ancestors that paved the way for us. These people nowadays that is growing up, they don't care about their history. You know, when we go to school, we learn about our history. We know what this time Marcus Garvey, Paul Bogle, Nanny, George Washington Garden, all these people. Now, when it's National Heroes Day, if you're not keeping a big party around that, nobody ain't going nowhere. So this is how the generation is right now. We don't even respect. You know, these kids, when you reach 40 years old, they're looking at you and say you're too old.
Right.
Just imagine. You know, I remember I tell my daughter, go stay with your grandmother. She said, oh, daddy, the reason why I don't want to stay with grandma is bored. I said, why you say grandma bored? Oh, all she do is watch TV. So these kids, you always have to have something active for them. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, all my kids, they love me and everything, but their world is moving fast, and to them, my world is moving slow.
Yeah.
You know, they're interested, of course. Daddy take them and buy them some stuff, and after you do that, that's it. Because the world, everything, as I said before, we are so distracted in today's world because there's so many things. Just imagine, how much cars are we going to invent? How much television are we going to invent? How much phones are we going to invent? You know what I'm saying? No, we can't call no girl ugly again, you know. She can't do her boobs. She can't do her knees. There's no ugly girl in the world again. You know what I'm saying? Who the hell is Nicki Minaj? Any normal girl like any other girl.
Right.
But she's a superstar and she put the boobs on and whatever and everybody's going crazy for her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't even know if we make love to her, if it's going to feel good. We just imagine. And that is the thing too. Imagination and superficial imagination. So here you go on the Instagram and somebody filter themselves all over, and your superficial imagination would make you go on the internet and click until you see them in real life.
Right. Yeah.
But then it's too late. You already spend your money.
Right. Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? If that person is an OnlyFans, by the time you see them in real life, you already spend your money, bro. I don't know. I have to see Kim Kardashian in real life to say, well, then she's sexy. Or I have to get an experience of her in the bedroom to say, well, then it feels good. Or whatever. We don't know.
Right.
Because all we are looking at is superficial things.
Right.
And that's what the world is right now.
Right.
We don't even want a background drop like this. You know how long that thing exists? Huh? No, a background drop, we have to look at the television like that.
Right.
There's a bird. There's a tree, and we can change that drop 1,000 times.
Right.
Through the computer. You know, so right now they're trying to make you live in a virtual reality world.
Right.
So if I die tomorrow, man, I can be remembered because all I have to do is save my data, and then if you feel like you miss me, you make a robot and you build them the same way like me, and the same activity I do in my lifetime, they can make the robot program to do it. But what is it this missing? We can't make souls. We can't make spirit and soul. That is what we can create.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you.
We can't create that. So authenticity is something that we love. And we believe in the real thing than the fake. So here we're living in the world. We live in the artificial. You know when they buy a juice and they read the bottle,
Right.
it's an orange juice.
Right.
But them still have to tell us, say, this juice is not natural,
Not
whatever,
natural,
whatever.
not 100% juice. Yeah.
Them tell you, concentrate.
You're right.
You understand? So this is what's going on in the world today. So it's the same thing with the music. You know, the few people who keep the music real, they are not much of us. Imagine, now we have Burning Spear alive. We have 1 and 2 people. We have, you name it. When all these people is dead and gone, who is going to preserve this thing? So here I am. I was born in the 90s.
Right.
I am what? 50-something years old. I have to preserve what the forefathers has created. So when they are gone, who's going to preserve it?
I got you.
You understand? Then the genre of authentic reggae will just disappear, and everybody will be doing something different. So that is the reason why we are here. You know, and we really appreciate of the youths who can. They could have done anything they want because they're young, right? But they choose to be conscious.
Right.
And when a young youth choose to be conscious, that's a very good thing. Because when I was growing up, my consciousness started from way back in loving Bob Marley music, endorsing, listening to Garnet Silk, wanting to always put a positive contribution towards the society.
Yeah.
I'm just saying to you, the influence today is more on the other side.
Yeah.
So it's 80% of the influence on the other side, and it's only a 40% of influence in the conscious side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From Chronics came about, how many youth you have like Chronics? You count them on your finger. You have 5,000 dancehall artists coming per year.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we are here for a reason, and a lot of people bash us, and them say we envy us and we bad mind, and because what we're doing, we're defending reggae music to the fullest. We're defending the culture, and we don't want no vulture. We want people who love the culture, not people who love to be a vulture.
Right.
You understand?
Yes.
So this is why we are here. A lot of times we travel the world. It's not like we get millions of dollars to do it.
Right.
But we have to sacrifice for this. Bob Marley did it. And when Bob Marley passed, he wasn't even as big as they have him now.
Right.
But other people are bashing in the luxury, right? And the ones who created it, they never really... Just imagine the slaves that fight to protect the land and to make me and you can live.
Right.
What about the people who fight against racism for it to come to a certain level? Me and you can accept it in certain countries.
Right.
They never live to see it. So who knows? No problem. I may never live to win a Grammy or whatever, but I surely will fight for it. So when the next generation comes, they won't have it as hard as me.
Right.
And that is my duty.
All right. Yes. I was gonna ask you. I'm afraid to ask you now. What understanding everything you just said, right? When you do decide to put your headphones on or put some tunes on or whatever, who are you listening to?
You know, my perfect mentor was always Bob Marley, you know, because every artist come and them say, you know, but me see along the line where they have flaws and something, you know. Bob died doing the work that him doing. Him never turn and him never detour.
Right.
You know, so me have to hold him as one of the greatest.
I got you.
And Bob Marley words today is a perfect example. Just imagine Bob Marley died 40 odd years ago and him say everywhere is war. War in the east, war in the south, war in the north. What we seeing up here, brother, it's even getting worse.
Yeah.
War now is like, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not that you can speak for him, but if
You know?
if he was here now, alive right now, what you think he would think of all of this? Everything. Technology, music.
Of course, and Bob Marley would have worked with some of the technology. Remember when Bob Marley died, he said Exodus movements of Jah people. Exodus meaning is a new beginning, moving forward. It's a beginning and it's also moving forward. It's a genesis, movements of Jah people. You know, and there was a change in him style of music at the time. It's nothing making changes, you know, but it's to remain on the duty. You know what I'm saying? We have to accept changes. There's no doubt about that. We don't expect that the younger generation to come and do the thing exactly the way we do it.
Right.
But it's like you grow up with your parents, right? And them teach you certain morals and principles. So as long as you grow and you live and you're living in changes, you're not going to forget the morals and the principles that your parents left you with. You understand?
Yes.
What's the difference between a Alisa Keys and a fucking Lil Kim? Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's all we need from them youths. Do what you're doing, but remember, just keep the morals and keep the you know, because what really people easy to emulate themselves from artists. Entertainer have one of the most biggest influence and the most contagious fucking influence where they can, if people love your music and love you, they'll do every fucking thing that you do.
Right.
Look at them rock star.
Right.
People would bore up and do just because of, you know what I'm saying, the influence that they have on people.
Fandom. Yeah.
So just imagine if the influence is positive, look how much lives they could have changed.
Right.
You know how much people like Bob Marley changed? Bob Marley changed millions of people's life. There at one point where Bob Marley make white people start to grow dreads. And just to show you when he died, they trim. Meaning so they don't really gravitate on the influence like what Bob Marley. So as I say, if he was alive, there would be big changes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And even today, what we are seeing, once you say Rastafari, once you do conscious music, it no matter whether a DJ or is a singer, once you're going into that line of duty, Rastafari doing positive music, of course, you have to put Bob Marley in there.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I say his music stays potent and his message stays real. What don't we get from one love, one art? Let's get together and feel all right. Everywhere is war. War in the east until the philosophy, which all one race superior, until the color of a man's skin is no significant the color of his eyes. There shall be war. Meaning say, until you stop saying, you are too white, or you are too black, or you are too whatever. Just the other day, my brother went into a club in Japan and they said, no, only Japanese people. Automatically that racism there. How can you have a club and you're saying only Japanese people can go in the club? So, you see, the fight is still on. And even though we get a little liberation and we can move up ourselves a little bit, racism still exists. It's still around.
Yeah.
So the fight is on. So the work is not over.
Right.
So even Bob Marley passed and gone, the work is here. We have to continue the work. We're still fighting for total liberation.
Right.
We don't get 100%, but we're still fighting. You know? So, you know, Bob Marley is a perfect example, man. I can't have no better mentor than Bob Marley in music. You know, because I say everybody have a flaws. Bob Marley message continues. And everything that him said is a meaning and is a purpose. And never derail from the message. He was on that message until he's dead.
Right.
And what can you say?
Right.
We live to see people who start the message and then go somewhere
Go the
else.
other way, yeah.
Then they can't be my mentor.
Right. Nah, I feel you. I understand.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate it. This was easy work because you just took over. So once again, one Norris Man, and the brand new album is Winner.
Yeah. And we're also promoting this Earth Strong here. We want to say big respect to my friend Peter, as he was asking how long I know him.
Right.
And, you know, the funniest thing about knowing people, you know, is a very serious thing. You know, we have known people for many, many years.
Right.
And it never do anything to us. And you can know somebody yesterday and it means a lot to you, you know. To me, the brethren is just a kind-hearted brethren and a humble brethren.
Right.
And a good soul.
I'm glad you said that.
Of course, but evident to see. You know, and them things make you really feel grateful. You know, we're out here in the world, brother, we're traveling. We meet a lot of promoters. We do work with a lot of people. And it, you know, the generosity and the humility is not like this virgin here. And for me, if he was a big promoter here in Japan, trust me. Because one of the greatest things in doing business, you know, is when you can do business and people like you as a business person.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
a lot of people own franchise and business, and personalities have a lot to do with it.
Yeah, yes it does.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because when your personality allows people to come closer to you, that's more than gold. That's more than fine gold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And he was the one that really even boots me into the idea like, yo, do the birthday party here, man. Come in, man.
Right.
It doesn't matter whatever, you know, whether it's a money thing or not. You know, I will take care of you, man. Just come in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The hospitality is like, yo, me can't pay this man for the hospitality what him give to me. And as I can see, we here and we at him place and we full joy in ourselves. It is never a dull moment. It's always a joy, it's always a pleasure. And I think I don't even care if 20 people come to this birthday party.
Right.
It's still gonna be wonderful.
Right.
Because we never make anything bother us, you know, because the thing about life, you don't worry about the things that you cannot do nothing about. You worry about the things that you can do something about.
Right.
So if I could help someone there and I don't help it, it's going to be in my conscience.
Right.
But if it's something that I cannot do nothing about it, then I can't be in my conscience.
Right.
You understand? So guess what? I could save the guy from drowning, but guess what? Sharks are in the water, my brother. I'm very sorry. I wish I could, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all that stuff.
Right.
You know, Okinawa, I like this place. Ask him. Whenever I go to Tokyo, I'm just hurry up to come back to Okinawa. It's like a little Miami, you know.
Right.
You know, you don't want to be in a place, you see a lot of Japanese, it's like, it makes you can't communicate. Your communication weak. You're sitting on a plane, you're the only individual, you're like in a fucking, what you call it, Twilight Zone. You know, like you're imaginary.
Right.
Am I really here on a plane? Because everybody's just, you know. But when you're in Okinawa, you see foreigners, you see people from all over the world. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot of things since I came here because I never even did know that America have this big thing where they have this military place here in Okinawa. I learned a lot. I learned a history too, knowing that this is what America do. The Japan here, they're protecting Taiwan from the Chinese.
Right.
This is how it set up. We'll see these things on television and see them on CNN News.
Right.
But then the reality come more closer when you're here.
When you're actually here, yeah.
You know, even she get up in the morning, like, I heard noise, and we thought it was like the normal plane that come to the airport. Not knowing that, listen, this is where the air base is.
Right.
And them fighter planes, if they fly 500 kilometers low to you, your fucking ears jump.
Right.
Because, you know, they're the supersonic power that them have. But you learn a lot, you travel, you develop your knowledge, we go down to the strip, we like to see different cultures, people enjoying music.
Right.
We go in the club, we see people enjoying reggae music that don't
Right.
even have a clue what reggae was about. So imagine this place is kind of drawing people closer to reggae music
Yeah.
also.
Yes.
This birthday party too, I decided I want to keep it here because the atmosphere is good. And every time I do my birthday party, I always do it somewhere in the world. I was in Martinique one time, I was in Barbados, I do it. So as I getting older and older, I've been doing my birthday in every different part of the world. So the 7th of March coming, we just want everyone to come out and celebrate with me.
Right.
And not only celebrate with me, but I'm also promoting my new album. And we ask all the people who was fans of Norris Man to go out, support, go on Apple iTunes and buy the album. And if you support the album and buy the album, that's the only way I can end up in the Billboard chart and go in the Apple Music chart. From sales, not streams.
Right.
So we ask everybody to support us. The artist here with me, Nina Star, she's a young artist, up and coming. She's promoting her career. I'm also a mentor to her. And, whatever I can do, I do. I'm here, I have her here with me on the road. And in the future, too, I might be taking her to some other places on the road.
Right.
As she try to establish herself. She has some great music, as she tell you. So it's good for her to come here.
Right.
Her
Yeah.
first time in Japan. She'll be performing. You never know. Someone will call her on the phone and send back for her.
Right.
Because that's all about music. You never know what tomorrow may bring. A lot of great artists today, they started out humble beginnings.
Right.
They be a big superstar, even bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? You just never know.
Right.
So, as I said, for the kindness that people has done for me, is the kindness I give back.
Right.
As I say, the brethren, I know him in a short space of time, and it look like we know each other for 20 years.
Right.
The brethren is a St. Thomas person to him, is a Jamaican. It's not like him is a, him is a, country people, different meds from Kingstonian. St. Thomas is a parish that I love. Him know a lot of reggae artists too. Bushman come from the parish that he come from. You know what I'm saying? So I think everything is wonderful. And by creating this good relationship with Peter, we know there are a lot more great things to come. And I'm visioning see him keeping a lot of big concert here in this Okinawa area,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm much grateful, And I'm here, nearly a month, about a month.
Okay.
First, I was in Australia.
Okay.
Did a concert in Melbourne. Them say the far, all time people tell her that the ripest and the best fruit is always on the far end of the tree. And I think that's true. You never find good things close. You find it far. And if you're a traveler, you will enjoy life more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Asia right now is the place.
Yeah.
Everybody caught up in the West, America, Europe, but them places are crumbling, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Economy weak. Everything is getting weak.
Right.
When you look in Asia, people going to Thailand, Bali, Indonesia, Australia. It's surprising. Airport pack.
Yes.
As far as it is, people are traveling, young people, backpackers.
Right.
When I came on the flight here to Okinawa, there's 2 flights, 3 flights come the same hour. And I can see people from America, people from Europe, people from England. They are backpacking, coming over in Japan, going over in Okinawa.
Right.
They're in full. So in the real reality of life, because of technology and how things are, nowhere is far, Because these kids nowadays, they can pick up a booking.com app and they go like this. Book the hotel, pay for the ticket, and they're on a flight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. Hell, I'm gonna go ahead and take my piece real quick. As far as, because you touched on something that I did want to. You were speaking about Pete. I feel you on that, on Peter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Peter, this podcast wouldn't still be going.
No.
He a big component. He's a big reason why this podcast is still going. He held us down for a whole year with his place or whatever. And like you said, he good people.
Yeah, but it's not like a lot of artists though. To tell you the truth, a lot of artists, they may not be like me. They have a little different attitude. Like for instance, this podcast has nothing to do with a part of the show or it was on a contract or anything.
Right.
But the thing about it is that I always tell young artists, never you ever refuse the opportunity for an interview, whether it's a radio, because you don't know where this interview gonna be. And once he told me that, listen me, this guy have a podcast, whatever, I said, Peter, I'm ready. And if you have another one tomorrow, I'm ready. Promoting yourself. That's the key. Never feel lazy to promote yourself. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, some artists, if it's not Bobby Condos or some big, you know, bloggers or whatever. Right. But then in life, you have to know that everything grows, you know. Imagine you're looking at some interviews that Bob Marley did. Those guys were just some simple guys. They're never famous.
Right.
But because when Bob Marley died, they had to use that because now this becomes important.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Remember that music, music shall live forever. See, the Bible says, singers and spiritual instruments, all my springs are in thee. My music will live longer than me because long after I am dead and gone, some generation gonna come and take up a phone or something and say, who is this guy? And somebody can say, that's Norris Man. He or this interview can go for the next 50 years. You never know. So I always tell young artists, yes, when you get the opportunity to do something to establish yourself,
right,
do it. You know, we just came from the supermarket. We was going home to cook food. Now, what is more interesting? The food or getting an interview? Getting an interview is interesting because this goes down in history. You know, and as I said, she's a young artist. She's around me. I always keep telling her, whenever you get the chance to do a radio interview, anything to do with your career, do it. So this is why we are here, because me and Peter can mesh easily. I could have told him, oh, I'm bored, man. Tell the guy next time or tomorrow we don't want to do it.
Right.
Whatever. He said, yo, this guy gonna do the podcast. He said 4 o'clock. Then he said, it's gonna be 6. I said, Peter, I'm down for it. I'm ready. You know, because this is what it is about. You know, promoting yourself.
Right. I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? So it was never any big deal of not doing it. I was ready. You know what I'm saying? And you see, he uses home, his space. Even more not for me. Yeah, true. well, of course, but we are at home. We are at home. No, but we are no. Listen. Hold on. Peter home is a mansion, you know.
Right.
It's not anywhere, you know. It's a beautiful home. Look,
right, it is.
It's like we're in fucking Hollywood, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we're at fucking Jay-Z crib. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful, wonderful place.
Right.
So I'm just saying, you know, I am home away from home.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love this. You know, it's a good thing. You know, what I respect about this is that it allows her to do her interview and can be able to establish herself. It allows me to express myself and what I'm about here in Japan.
Right.
And I hope that too, this podcast can go out there in Okinawa.
Right.
And people can see.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
I am grateful and I give thanks for you having me here.
Nah, I'm grateful that you even decided to do, you and Nina. I'm so grateful that y'all decided to do this.
Yeah, I am twice more grateful for you to have me here, because you know, at one point we are here and we wanted something to do. We feel bored. We never wanted to just ride a bicycle on the beach. We wanted something that aligned with music.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, man, I appreciate you, Mr. Norris Man. I ain't gonna say Mr. Norris Man. You got me all over the place with the appreciation. So I'm so sorry.
Mr. can go on my name a little later. I'm not fully grayed up yet, but I'm Norris Man.
All right. One time for Norris Man, one time for Nina Star. In Pete, we trust you. Feel me? This your boy Jay. This is YBZ the podcast. Like I said, like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what it is. Y'all get at us another time. Be easy.
Out.